Well, I think we're live. Welcome to our show.
Hi.
Hello.
So Dave is here
And Ginny.
and Ginny to talk about whether your smart device is fine.
Of course they are.
It's kind of creepy, right?
Everybody knows when you mention something that the next day all your social media feeds are flooded with offers for
Whatever you were
Yeah.
talking about, right? Well, the truth is that device is actually just sitting there waiting, listening to everything you say,
Yep.
but it doesn't do anything or keep any information until it gets a word that triggers it. Like when I say Alexa, she wakes up and she's listening. Then she's recording.
Right.
So absolutely, because then she's sending the message to the cloud or whatever she does.
Because
with it.
that's her job.
Yeah. Yeah. And they will keep some information.
Well, and you have to understand that it's no different when you're online. When you're surfing online, you're being tracked at some level, whether it's from a specific website. You go shopping on Kohl's website. They're checking what are you looking for, sheets or shoes or jackets or whatever, and they're going to tailor their ads to what you searched for. It's no secret, and it's if you had the time and ability and patience and desire to read the agreements when you plugged your Alexa or similar type device in, and you agreed to it, somewhere in there, in that long, legally written, boring agreement, right? It's going to say, yeah, we are going to do some stuff with your information. So I don't know that there's any way around it.
Well, I guess there is something. I was reading up on some of this, and when I first set up that Alexa, right, it asks you to participate in helping it do a better job of recognizing what you're saying and stuff like that.
But what do they call it? Something like customer improvement experience?
Something like that. So when you say yes, that's when they,
right.
They say you are agreeing to us keeping your data. And what they do with that data is they target you with their ads, basically.
Right.
That's what it's for. It's for marketing.
Right.
Same thing when you click on a website. Facebook has a little code. It's called a pixel. And you could, I know this because of ads that I've run, but they put the little pixel on their website so that when you click it, it tracks you and it knows that you clicked there. So then they retarget you with another ad. So you see it again. It's like, whoa, how do they know I was looking for a pair of new tennis shoes? Well, that's why.
Right.
So,
and you're looking for tennis shoes. It doesn't send you an ad for snowmobiles.
No,
or,
no,
right?
They're smart.
They target it, right?
They're smart.
But you also have to understand that in some ways, at some level, it's really not terrible that they're tracking you, because it helps refine search engine optimization. So, when you search for something that's kind of vague, it will grab the things that were searched for the most and push them to the top of your results.
Right.
So, this is after the sponsored results, the ads, right? After that, then, you like you said, you looked for tennis shoes. What is it going to give you on the top of your search results, right? Specific tennis shoes, maybe one's running shoes instead of,
right,
plain kids. Or
search engines do it too. Google does it. The only one that doesn't that I know of is that DuckDuckGo, which was designed for people who want to avoid having their data tracked. So there's that. However, we want to talk about our favorite topic that goes along with this, security.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, right? So before we go on, make sure that you sign up for our newsletter on our website. It's way easier. Now we got a new website. All you have to do is go to that link that's below us somewhere on the screen,
Okay.
dstech.net, and the sign up will be right there. You'll get our weekly stuff that we share. Sometimes it's security stuff. Sometimes it's just tips that can help you with your productivity at work.
Yep. All things computer technology, yes. I should say.
And our favorite topic, security. So I was, reading up on some of our smart devices, guys. There were some really interesting tips.
Yes.
Like, don't put your Alexa next to a window or a door, especially if some of your smart devices might be locking your doors. Right? Or if it's in charge of your what's that called, that Ring thing?
Yeah.
That with the cameras and all that?
Ring, it's called, I believe.
It's called Ring.
Yep.
I think that
your doorbell camera.
Your doorbell camera. Yeah. Yeah, those kinds of things, because people, if it was a robber or whatever, they could actually
Alexa, unlock the door.
Right? They could talk to it and tell it to unlock the door.
Jeez,
I never thought of it.
Someone probably learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
How I look at something like that, right?
Yeah.
Someone unlocked their door.
Right?
Yes.
So that was one tip. There's always passwords.
Yep.
Passwords are major, right?
Paramount, yes.
So should we repeat our advice on passwords?
Long
you never
and
know,
strong.
we might have new watchers.
Yes. Lengthy, strong, mixes of, letters, numbers, characters. Do not reuse them. We've said
over
that
and over again. Don't reuse them.
And you can always use a password manager. It can generate strong ones for you and new ones. If you use your same password for multiple accounts, get a password manager, and the next time you log in, just new password every time. It's really pretty easy. I did this maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went through, I didn't have a lot of repeat passwords, but I had a few. So
I know I had a few too. Some of them were on inactive accounts.
Yeah.
The next thing on that particular piece of security is to set up two-factor authentication.
Right. So you log in and you get a little thing on your phone. We use about 4 of them.
Yeah,
don't we?
I actually have the Google one.
Yep.
Right, the Google Authenticator. I have Microsoft Duo for some, apps.
Yep.
And for Amazon, which controls my devices, it's actually my fingerprint.
Okay.
Plus, I have a code that gets text to my phone.
And we have,
so it's almost 3-factor, hey?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And AuthPoint is another one we use. So yeah, there's any number of them you can do your research on them and set those up. So
the next piece of advice on my list here is do your due diligence, which means read the terms and agreements, before you say yes. Right?
Yep. And you can always, if you don't want to read, nobody wants to read a 40-page legal document or even a 1-page legal document, maybe. Google search it and say, does Alexa, monitor my habits, it's just do a quick Google search and find out what do they do?
Yeah. What do they do?
What does that term of service actually entail?
The other thing is watch what you say. I know that my devices all of a sudden will just start telling me stuff that I'm like, what are you talking about? And I actually say that to her and she goes, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. And I'm like, it's so creepy. But anyway.
Yeah, I was at my daughter's in Wisconsin last weekend, and it must have heard something, and it started speaking Spanish. It replied to something in Spanish.
Really?
I think it was
my
Spanish.
gosh.
Yeah, we're kind of chuckling at that because we were like, that just came out of the blue. So yeah, watch what you say.
Watch what you say. And anything similar to the phrase that wakes the device up. With Google, it's Google. With Amazon, it's Alexa. Will wake it up, so it's listening.
And her youngest daughter's middle name is Alexa. So
That
She has to be careful yelling like, Bryn Alexa, you do.
there was a TV show we were watching where there was an Alex or something like that in there. And every time we said that name, she'd wake up and chime in the conversation. I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
So the other piece of advice is to regularly delete your command history. I've never done this before. So I imagine you go into your app and you can delete the commands in there rather than keeping them forever. I don't know.
Yeah, it says, here's what we have, Ginny found. These devices use past commands to understand your voice more effectively. So if you use a word that it doesn't understand and you enunciate it more, it will, store that, I guess. But can also be a security risk to just keep all the data in the app in case someone compromises it, maybe?
I guess, yeah. Well, and speaking of compromise, they also recommend putting these devices on a different part of your network. Evidently, with some routers, you can segment your network and put all your IoT, which stands for
the Internet of Things.
Yeah, so you can put your things on a different part of your network, so it's separated from your computers.
If you have the ability in the device that allows that, you put your Alexa, your Ring, your smartphone or your smart fridge, your thermostats, your air conditioning, all on a separate, you segment them off of your network. So that's secure, I guess. So
yeah, that's probably part of that 0 level we talked about.
Yep, zero trust.
Trust no one. They also recommend shutting it off when you're not using it, and pay attention to where you place them. That's what we already talked about earlier.
Right.
Anything else?
Opt out of data sharing. We talked about when you sign the agreement, there may be in your ability to go in there and say, no, I don't want to share my data. So you can turn that off. And again, we talk security. One of the foundations of good security is updating your devices. Keep them current and up to date. The history of IT is rife with examples of patches being pushed out and people not updating their equipment, and months later getting attacked with a simple update months previous would have avoided it. Would have avoided it all. Yes.
So I wonder if these smart devices update themselves.
Mine does. I have an iPhone.
Because I've never gone in and said update.
I get a notification actually on my settings right here. It'll look like that.
Oh, okay.
And it'll update.
To update the app.
Yep.
Okay, version. Sure. Yep.
This updates apps. This one will update the operating system or patch the operating system, whatever, of the phone itself.
Okay, but what about the smart devices?
That I don't know about because I don't have one.
You need one. Welcome to the new world.
I
See, if I open the app, she's listening to me. I saw her little, I saw this little guy blinking.
And what
so I could talk. That's Alexa. This is cool though. Here, I'll give you a little home tip. I have lists on my Alexa app, and when I'm in the house and I think of something, I just yell at her. I say, hey, Alexa, add potato chips to my list. She's listening to me right now.
She's doing it right now.
Because I opened the app. So it just added it to my list. And what's cool is the app is connected on my phone. So I go to the store, I open up my shopping list. I just check off all the stuff that I have on my list.
Ham, cabbage.
Yeah, we went. We wanted to have
I'm not going to say because she's got her Christmas list on there. So
shh. Alexa, don't tell them. Anyway, I don't know what she would say to that. Okay.
I'm kidding. I don't know what she had on.
It's kind of cool. Makes life easier. But as we add more devices to our networks, we got to think security too.
Yep.
So it's important.
It is.
That's all I have.
That's it. We are not sure about next week.
Oh yeah, next week is Thanksgiving.
Thursday. So
I don't know.
We're still debating about pre-recording something
or coming live on Monday. Aaron mentioned, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
so-
see. I'll let you know if I do that. Well, you'll see it on our website. Look for any scheduled events, because that's what I would do as I
Any
would,
updates
yeah.
or
So.
Facebook.
That's what I meant. Facebook, it'll be on Facebook.
Right.
YouTube and LinkedIn is where I put all of the event notifications.
Cool.
All right. Make it a great day and happy Thanksgiving if we don't see you. And I will, make sure you get on our list. And what else? We had a download for our customers, or people who need to know for their cyber insurance, because that's the thing that's going on right now is a lot of insurance companies are requiring.
We'll probably do several
more
shows. We talked about 3 weeks ago, maybe we touched on it a little bit, but
we have a download for you.
We have a download, and we'll be going on and on about cyber insurance here.
Yeah.
Probably several times in the next couple of weeks, because it's the insurance companies are requiring certain things that we can provide for you, or they're going to drop you. So
yeah, we actually have a sheet. It's called, don't get dropped by your insurance company. And it's a checklist. So if you want that, send an email to security@dstech.net. So
there you go.
We're out of here.
All righty.
See you later.
Ginny's going to go shut us off while I wave goodbye.